Have you ever wondered if you've lived before in a different time, a different place, a different body? These questions lead us down a path of mystery and intrigue, a journey through the enigma of reincarnation. Reincarnation at its core is the belief that the soul or spirit, after biological death, begins a new life in a new body. It's a concept that has captivated the human mind for centuries, cutting across diverse cultures and religions around the globe. In Hinduism, the cycle of death and rebirth is a fundamental tenet. Known as samsara, it's a ceaseless wheel that only ends when one achieves moksha or liberation. Buddhism also shares similar views, with the belief in rebirth being an integral part of its teachings. On the other hand, in Western religions, the idea of reincarnation is less prevalent. Christianity, for instance, largely adheres to the belief in a singular earthly life, followed by an eternal afterlife. Yet, even within these faiths, there are sects and groups that entertain the possibility of past lives and reincarnation. Beyond the realm of religion, the concept of reincarnation has also found a place in popular culture. From books to movies, the idea that we may have lived before, and might live again, has provided fertile ground for compelling narratives and thought-provoking discourses. But what exactly is reincarnation? Is it the soul traveling from one body to another? Is it our consciousness, our very essence, taking on a new form after death? Or perhaps it's our deeds, our karma, that determine our next life? These questions are as old as the belief itself and have spurred countless debates. Yet despite the differences in interpretations and understandings, the central idea remains the same, that death is not the end, but rather a new beginning in a different form. So we return to our initial query. Have you ever wondered if you've lived before, in a different time, a different place, a different body? But is there any truth to this age-old belief, or is it merely a comforting myth? As we delve deeper into the mysteries of reincarnation, we might just find the answers we seek. Spiritual traditions around the world uphold the belief in reincarnation, but why? This question leads us into a realm of spiritual exploration, where the intangible mysteries of life and death are contemplated. Let's begin with Hinduism, which is one of the oldest religions that firmly believes in reincarnation. According to Hindu philosophy, reincarnation is the soul's journey through different lives, a cycle of birth and death called samsara. The soul, or Atman, is seen as eternal and divine, merely changing its physical form like we change clothes. Karma, the law of cause and effect, dictates the quality of each life, meaning our actions in this life will determine our next. Moving on to Buddhism, it offers a slightly different perspective. Buddhists believe in rebirth rather than reincarnation. The distinction? Instead of an eternal soul being reborn, they propose a consciousness stream, an ever-changing flow of thoughts and perceptions that continue from one life to the next. This process is driven by karma, similar to Hinduism, but with a focus on the mind's intentions. Even in the West, the concept of reincarnation has found a place in spiritual traditions. The ancient Celts, for instance, believed in reincarnation as a cycle of learning and growth. They saw it as a chance to correct past mistakes and attain spiritual enlightenment. These spiritual perspectives often provide a comforting lens to view death, not as an end but a transition. It encourages a long-term view towards spiritual growth, fostering virtues like compassion, patience, and wisdom. It also instills a sense of responsibility, knowing that our actions have consequences that transcend this life. However, reincarnation is more than just a spiritual belief. It shapes our understanding of life, death, and the soul, challenging us to question our existence and purpose. It's a fascinating concept that intertwines with our cultural, philosophical, and even moral frameworks. While comforting, these spiritual perspectives often lack empirical evidence. So, what does science have to say about reincarnation? The journey continues as we delve into the scientific perspective in the next scene. Stay with us as we explore this intriguing enigma further. Science usually deals in the realm of the tangible and testable, so where does reincarnation fit into this paradigm? Reincarnation, the belief that we live multiple lives in different bodies, is a concept that is widely accepted in many spiritual circles, but is often met with skepticism in scientific communities. However, that doesn't mean that science has turned a blind eye to this fascinating concept. In the world of quantum physics, we encounter theories like the multiverse. The multiverse theory suggests that there could be an infinite number of universes, including the one we inhabit. In this infinite cosmos, every possible eventuality exists somewhere. Thus, a version of you experiencing a different life in another universe could be a scientific interpretation of reincarnation. Moving to psychology, some researchers have studied children who claim to remember past lives. These investigations often involve rigorous methods to eliminate any possibility of fraud or misinformation. While the evidence is not conclusive, it does suggest that something beyond our current understanding might be at play. Neurology also weighs in on the debate. Some neuroscientists propose that consciousness could be a state of matter, just like solids, liquids, and gases. This theory, known as ORC-OR, argues that our minds are more than just the product of electrical impulses in our brains. If consciousness is indeed a state of matter, it could potentially survive the death of the physical body and find a new one, providing a scientific basis for reincarnation. However, these theories and studies are far from being universally accepted in the scientific community. Many researchers argue that they are speculative and lack solid empirical evidence. But it's important to remember that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. The fact that we can't definitively prove reincarnation scientifically doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It merely means we haven't found the right tools or methods to detect and measure it yet. Science may not fully accept reincarnation, but it doesn't entirely dismiss it either. It's a gray area that continues to intrigue researchers. Can science and spirituality find common ground when it comes to reincarnation? As we delve deeper into the exploration of reincarnation, we begin to see intriguing correlations between scientific theories and spiritual beliefs. Imagine a universe where everything is energy, constantly moving and transforming. Science teaches us the principle of energy conservation. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, it merely changes form. In this context, could the energy that animates us, often referred to as the soul in spiritual terms, also undergo a transformation after death? Could this energy find a new physical vessel, hence reincarnating? Then there's the concept of quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that Albert Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. It suggests that two particles can be intimately connected, regardless of the distance between them. If we dare to extrapolate this concept, could it be that our souls are quantumly entangled with the universe itself, forever a part of the cosmic dance, reincarnating in different forms throughout time? And what about near-death experiences? Reported phenomena like visions of a tunnel, a bright light, or even encounters with deceased loved ones have been shared by those who've come back from the brink of death. These experiences, while not fully understood by science, resonate with spiritual descriptions of the transition between life and death, often associated with the journey of the soul during reincarnation. Although these theories are speculative, they pose thought-provoking questions and hint at a possible bridge between the realms of science and spirituality. They invite us to expand our understanding, to embrace the mystery, and to seek answers in the fascinating interplay of energy, consciousness, and existence. The mystery of reincarnation continues to captivate us as it sits at the crossroads of science and spirituality. As we continue our journey, we find that the truth, whatever it may be, is often stranger and more beautiful than we could ever imagine. So, is reincarnation real or just a figment of our collective imagination? This question, which has haunted humanity for eons, remains a matter of personal belief and interpretation. Let's revisit the key points we've discussed in this exploration of reincarnation. We've delved into the spiritual perspective, where reincarnation is seen as a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, a journey of the soul in pursuit of enlightenment. In many Eastern philosophies, this cycle is considered an immutable law of existence, a process through which we learn, grow, and evolve spiritually. From the scientific perspective, however, reincarnation is a concept that's hard to pin down. While we have anecdotal accounts of past life memories and near-death experiences, these remain subjective experiences that can't be quantified or replicated in a lab. Despite the fascinating research into quantum physics and consciousness, we're still far from bridging the gap between the realms of science and spirituality. In the intersection of science and spirituality, we find a fascinating dialogue unfolding. We're beginning to see that while these two fields may approach existence from different angles, they share a common quest for understanding the nature of reality. Both perspectives acknowledge that there's more to life than what meets the eye, that perhaps, just perhaps, our existence extends beyond the physical realm. But when it comes to the reality of reincarnation, we're left with more questions than answers. There's no definitive proof for or against it, The debate continues, fueled by personal beliefs, philosophical arguments, scientific theories, and spiritual doctrines. Whether reincarnation is a fact or a fallacy, it forces us to ponder the profound question, what does it mean to be alive? Is life a one-time event, or is it a continuous journey of the soul? Does consciousness end with death, or does it transcend the physical body, continuing in some other form, in some other time and place? This is the enigma of reincarnation, a concept that challenges us to look beyond the surface of existence, to question, to wonder, and to explore the deepest mysteries of life and death. Whether reincarnation is a fact or a fallacy, it forces us to ponder the profound question, what does it mean to be alive?